welcome back. I wanted to create a look that would be perfect for Valentine's Day. It's already mid-January. Valentine's Day is going to be here before we know it. So for me, what do you think of when you think of Valentine's Day? I think of smooches, kisses, and I think of the color pink because I love pink. I think it's a perfect color, so I wanted to do something in the pink family. So I've got this magenta lip on, and I love it. I think it's perfect. I personally feel so comfortable in a bold lip, and I wanted to do something in like the drugstore or affordable category because I feel like they're the easiest to recreate. I will list all the products in the down bar, so please check that out and please subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. So we're gonna jump right on in and get started. I wanted to keep this look as affordable as possible. I tried to make sure when I was picking out all the items I was gonna use for this look that every item I found was either available in the non-prestige side of Ulta, so like the drugstore side, or just a more affordable brand. So I hope that that works for you, and I hope that you are able to substitute in and out some items that you like, but let's jump on in and get started. As always, to prime my lids, I used the one and only NYX eyeshadow base in Nude. You know the drill, it's my favorite. I use it every day without fail. To start off for shadow, I'm going to pick up my Z palette like this. These are all the Stilazzi shadows that I have in here, and they're all $2, so very affordable. And I'm going to open it up and pick out this very soft taupe color. This is an MS35, and I'm also picking up one just a little darker, and this is an MS39. I'm going to mix these two together so I can have a little bit of a cooler transition color since I'm going to be doing like a plum a little bit on the eyes. I mixed those two colors together and I'm picking them up on a blending brush like this. Once I have that on and kind of buffed out, I'm going to pick up my, I think this is called the W7. I really don't know what else that would be, but W7 in the buff, or in the nude palette. And this kind of reminds me of like the Naked 3 palette, so if you have that, go ahead and pull that. I actually do have that one, but this is like the drugstore alternative for it. I got mine on eBay and I believe it was $7. You do get quite a few shadows, and it comes with a brush in here as well, but the brush is kind of crummy, so I just pitched it. I'm going to pick up this color here. It's kind of a soft mauve on that same blending brush and put that just in the outer V and work it into the crease just a little. Next I'm going to pick up this Soft Plum by Stilazzi, and this is the MS49. And I'm going to pick it up on a slightly more dense blending brush and really just focus that on the outer portion of the eye. I don't want this look to be too harsh, so I'm going to leave the crease colors as they are, as kind of a soft plum. I really, I packed a couple eyeshadow palettes and I did not find in any of them like a soft nude that I really loved. So I'm going to go into the Bhcosmetics Carli Bybel palette, and this has some gorgeous shimmery colors. And I'm going to take this color here, which is a really sparkly shimmery nude, on a flat shader brush like this. This is from Crown Brush, and this is in their oval shadow. And I'm going to pack that on to the inner corner and about until where the colored part of your lid stops. I'm going to do winged liner because I'm obsessed with it. I just think it makes your eyes look so much bigger. So I'm going to take a really small angled brush like this, and unfortunately I realized that I do not have a drugstore eyeliner, like liquid liner. So I'm still going to go back onto my Holy Grail Inglot AMC Black Gel Liner and just go ahead and do a dramatic winged liner. I'm going to do that off camera because it's super difficult for me to try to get myself in frame. I wind up being like all the way down here. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my eyeliner on, and I went ahead and I totally forgot to film it, but I did prime my skin for my foundation, and I used the Almay Smart Shade. This is supposed to be a color correcting luminous primer. It goes on kind of like a beigey, purpley white, and it does leave a little bit of a tint to your skin, but that's what I used to prime my foundation, and then we're going to move on to the skin. Because I'm a spray tanner and I spray tan my body and not my face, my foundation is going to be a little darker than my skin tone to make sure that it evens out with the rest of my body. So I'm going to mix two foundations together. The first one is the L'Oreal Visible Lift, and this is in the shade 152 Sand Beige. The next one is the Covergirl Trublend. This is in the medium 3 Golden Beige. So I'm just going to mix equal parts of these together using my Sigma 3D HD Kabuki brush to buff it in. I feel like this gives a really nice even finish. The only thing is this brush absorbs a lot of your product and it does gunk up really quickly because of that. So I find that literally after every use, I have to wash this brush to get the foundation out of it. Love the coverage and finish that those two foundations mixed together give. I don't particularly care for either one of them. Like, I don't hate them, but I don't love them by themselves, but together I think they make a really beautiful combination. For brows, I'm going to use the Brow Stylist from L'Oreal. This is in dark brunette. I just picked this up. It's maybe a little dark for me, but I just picked it up because I saw that it was probably pretty similar to the Lancome Brow Poudre. So I wanted to give it a try and see how it works. I've only used it a couple times up until now, so we'll see how it gives, like, you know, when you do your normal kind of more precise brow. Brows are on, I decided to go for a slightly fuller brow today. I'm going to apply my mascara and I'm just using the Revlon Bold Laquer lashes. Next we're going to do false lashes. So I'm using, you can see how super thick these are. These are the Vegas Nay lashes by Allure, and I'm slipping my brain what style they are. To highlight my face and pretend I've got a little dimension in cheekbones, I picked up the Trublend Fix Stick. This is from CoverGirl and this is in Fair. When I was packing everything up, I remember thinking like, oh, I've really been using my Lorax contour palette. I wish that I had something similar to that. And then I remember, I do, I have the NYX highlight and contour palette. So I'm gonna use the yellow and the beige highlight powder from those mixed together and set my under eye with it. Next, I'm just gonna powder the rest of my face using my Revlon Color Stay Pressed Powder. This is in shade Light Medium. So because this lighting is making me look pale as crap, I'm going to do a little extra bronzer in my contour areas, and I'm taking the L'Oreal True Match in Classic Tan. For blush, I'm going to use Physcians Formula, and this is in the Rose. It's just a really nice pink, but I thought this would go perfectly with our slightly more pink eyes, and then are going to be magenta lips. So as I get ready to pull out another Physcians Formula product, I just want to stop for a second and appreciate their products, because as far as drugstore goes, they are a little bit more pricey. Their average product I think is like $12 to $15, but the quality is outstanding. The packaging is super cute as I drop it. Really readily available. So I overall am a I'm totally sold. I love it. I'm an addict to Physcians Formula. I've never tried anything of theirs that I really haven't liked, so I think that says a lot. I'm going to be dual highlighting today, so I'm picking up the Physcians Formula Warm Nude Shimmer Brick type thing, and I'm going to use a crown brush. This is their tapered blush brush, but I really think it's much too small to use for blush, so I'm going to use it to highlight. I'm just going to swirl it in all of these colors and brush it on my cheekbones and a little bit on my nose. Using that same blush, I'm going to pick up a very small amount of this Mineral Glow Pearl palette thing from Physcians Formula. This is in Translucent Pearl. It's kind of like almost a white highlight, so I'm going to pick up just a little bit of that and layer it right on top. So there you have it. The face is finished. You can go ahead and use your setting spray now, and I'm going to go back and finish the eyes. To finish off the eyes, I'm going to go back into that W7 in the nude palette, and I'm going to pick up that same soft mauve, and now that I think about it, I could probably find it on the back. It looks like it's maybe Bad Manners is the name of it. And I'm going to pick it up on a really small brush like this and just run it under the lash line just to give a little bit of soft dimension for that area. So it's not quite totally bare, but it's not going to be as stark as a liner. I'm deciding that that's not giving me enough dimension, so I'm going to take the very last color here, which is called Fashionista, and just pick it up on that same really small detailing brush and run it along the lash line. And I'm just going to apply mascara on the bottom lashes. So once you have your eyeballs done, we're going to move on to the star of the show, the Lord of all things juicy. We're going to do the lips. I'm going to start off and line my lips using CoverGirl Lip Perfection, and this is in shade Beloved. I'm going to go ahead and line the outside of them and then fill them in completely. So once that's on, I'm going to go in with the Nyx Butter Gloss, or Butter Lipstick, sorry. I like this because I do not like anything matte. I think it feels dry no matter what formula it is. I just don't care for it. So I love these butter lipsticks. I think they're like $5.99. This one is in the shade, let's see, what shade is it? Razzle Fiesta. So if that doesn't tell you about the night you're going to have wearing this, then I don't know what does. Looks really beautiful on its own, but I did bring two glosses to decide between. The first is a NYX gloss, and I am not entirely sure what shade this is because it doesn't say, but it's kind of like a purple. And the second is a CoverGirl gloss, and it's in that same kind of fuchsia magenta territory. So I'm gonna go with the CoverGirl one just to give it a little added shine, but I think this lipstick is super beautiful on its own. It's very kissable, it's very sexy, so you could totally leave it here. So here you have it. This is the finished look. I think this is perfect for a date night or night out with your girlfriends or whenever you want to feel sexy. I know that like when I want to feel sexy, a lot of times I'm way more comfortable and feel better about myself wearing a bold lip as opposed to wearing something super smoky on the eyes, because I love looking juicy. Like I want, when you look at me, I want lips to be the focal point. I want you to be like enthralled when I talk. So that's what I like about a bold lip. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some great ideas for date night, or especially for your Valentine's Day with your sweetie. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to please drop them in the comments below. I do enjoy hearing any feedback. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe. Bye, stay fabulous.